Hi again. Today we're going to talk about the culture engine. And the culture engine really is an amalgam of all of the things we've covered before. The invisible impediments, safety, ownership, intent, and so on and so forth, as well as an agreements management and trust. We're going to bring those all together to talk about how you can actually use them to deliberately create a culture for high-performance teams. All right, so let's jump in. Culture engine is actually very simple. We've reviewed everything so far. The first piece of it is the awareness of the human dynamics and the invisible impediments to high performance. That is lack of safety, lack of way of being, they're all lack of, ownership, and intent. And we talked about how these things get in the way of effective teamwork and effective collaboration. And then we went sideways and we talked about the importance of trust, and how agreements-based trust is built by making an agreement and continuing to build that trust in a spiral model, and how that trust is broken when we fail to confront our broken agreements. We lose trust. And so what we do is we rely on focusing on these human dynamics in ourselves, not in somebody else, and then confronting the broken agreement to rebuild trust. Okay? And trust is going to be one of those things that is extremely, extremely, extremely important for a high-performance team. If you put all of these together and around them, like this, we're doing agreements. We're using agreements to work, and we're confronting those broken agreements and renegotiating them. This is the culture engine. Now, why do we call it the culture engine again? Well, let's talk about what culture is. Culture is that invisible thing, those invisible expectations. You know, when you join a team for the first time or you join a new company, in the first couple of weeks, you're sitting there trying to figure out how things work. It's not what's written down officially. It's actually how people communicate, what's expected of everybody. How do you work together effectively? That's the culture. Now, if you want to change that culture, here's your piece. Make agreements. We agree to do test-driven development. We agree to pair program. We agree to make team decisions. Whatever culture you want to build. And then continuously use that agreement, and if it's broken, come back, confront it, renegotiate it, create that safety and way of being and ownership, and then that's how you actually change culture. One agreement at a time. At Dev Squads, we've done this and very much in the beginning, said, okay, here's how we're going to work. We're going to do test-driven development. We're going to work in thin vertical slices. And when we broke that agreement, we confronted it and we renegotiated. Some things we kept, some things we didn't. And what stayed became part of our habit, became part of our culture. Now when somebody new joins us, they're going to look around and say, these guys pair program. These guys make team decisions, and so on and so forth. So the culture engine is actually, it's this little engine of making and keeping agreements and renegotiating them to actually deliberately create the culture that you need. Now, that's it for this video. In our next video, we're going to take some concrete examples of how we've used and others have used the culture engine to actually deliberately create that culture. And what's really great about it is you don't have to be the team lead. You don't have to be an executive. Everybody makes agreements with those around them. Okay? That's it for today. We'll see you next time.